first thing I did when I got a little money to experiment, I put all my artists back in school. The art schools that existed then didn't quite have enough for what we needed, so we set up our own art school.
Well, you were inventing a new art anyway.
Well, yes, but we were just going a little bit beyond what they were getting in the art school, where they work with the static figure. Now, we were dealing in motion, movement, the flow of movement, the flow of things, you know, action, reaction, all of that. So we had to set up our own school. And out of that school have come the artists that now make up my staff here, and more than that, the artists that make up most all of the cartoon outfits in Hollywood. Were directly or indirectly out of my school.
Well, of course, everything is people, and it was the individual and collective talents of these artists. I was only asking if there had been a technical advance in that your own work in the cartoon field seems to have acquired so much more depth and so much more.
Yes, there have many technical advances, but basically the thing that gives us more depth is our the ability to draw the way it should be drawn for this medium. So you get a lot of depth out of the way you shape a line, the way you draw the figures. That contributes an awful lot to the depth and to the overall effect that you see today with the cartoon.
Well, now, in the early 1940s, we saw Saludos Amigos and a little later The Three Caballeros, the latter being the first combination of live action and cartoons. Tell us a little about how those two pictures came into being.
Oh, so which one, the Saludos Amigos?
That I presume kind of led you to The Three Caballeros.
Well, that was, I was asked by the government to go to South America, and kind of a cultural thing, you know, for those Nazi days. And I went down with the staff to see if I couldn't make some films about the ABC countries down there. You know, there's Argentina, Brazil, and Chile. And they first wanted me to go on a handshaking goodwill tour, and I said, I don't go for it. I'm not a good handshaker and everything. And then they came back and said, well, you go down and make some films about these countries. I said, well, that's my business. I can do that.
Take a pencil in your hand.
That's right. So I took a staff, and we set up headquarters in Rio. We also went and set up a studio in the Argentine. We went over to Chile, and some of my artists, we divided a party. Some of them went up to Peru. And when we came back, I made these 4 short subjects. We brought back the Tico Tico tune that was being played down there, and I brought that back and put it in. Brought back Brazil, and both of them became standard tunes here. And out of it, we developed this little Brazilian parrot, Jose Carioca, who played with Donald Duck. I felt that there should be something built, some kind of an amusement enterprise built, where the parents and the children could have fun together. So that's how Disneyland started. Well, it took many years. It was a whole period of maybe 15 years developing. Started with many ideas, threw them away, started all over again. And eventually it evolved into what you see today as Disneyland. But it all started from a daddy with 2 daughters wondering where he could take them, where he could have a little fun with them, too.
Well, now that Disneyland is flourishing as a place of dreams coming true, who goes to Disneyland? What is the ratio of adults to children as part of father and daughter?
4 adults to 1 child. That is, we're counting, though, the teenagers as adults.
Of course.
But, of course, in the wintertime, you go out there during the week and you won't see any children. You see all the oldsters out there riding all these rides and having fun and everything. Summertime, of course, the average would drop down. But the over a year-round average, it's 4 adults to 1 child.
So what was the initial cost of the Disneyland that first saw the light of day?
Oh, it goes back so far. I had different cost estimates. One time it was $3.5 million, and then I kept fooling around with it, and it got up to $7.5 million. And I kept fooling around a little more, and pretty soon it was $12.5. And I think when we opened Disneyland, it was $17 million.
And then it grew like topsy.
Today it is going on $45 million.
My gosh. Well, now today, the newest and most exciting aspect of Disneyland is what turned this over on my tongue several times. What you call audio animatronics.
Yes, audio animatronic figures. It's a sort of another door that's open for us. See, our whole 40-some-odd years here has been in the world of making things move, inanimate things move. From a drawing through all kinds of any little props and things. Now we're making these human figures, dimensional human figures move, make animals move, make anything move through the use of electronics. It's a tape mechanism that the tape, it's like a programming or sequencing when they do a missile, when they're sending some missile to the moon, say. At different stages, at different times, things must happen. That's all programmed, predetermined. So our show is put on that tape, and it's programmed from this tape. And we run it off a little 1-inch tape that has 14 tracks, and on each track we can get up to 16 signals. Now those little signals go and impulse this figure, and make the figure move, make the figure talk.